Mohammad Ahmed Khan vs. Shah Bano Begum 1985. Are not Muslim women discriminated by denying the right to basic maintenance available to non-Muslim women under secular law? Whether Section 125 of the Code of Criminal Procedure applies to Muslims also? Should not India need a uniform civil code? The Shah Bano judgment upheld the right of divorced Muslim women to sufficient means to maintain themselves. It put an obligation on the Muslim men to make provision for or to provide maintenance to the divorced wife. The case also dwelt on the need to implement the Uniform Civil Code. In April 1978, Shah Bano filed a petition in the Court of the Judicial Magistrate, Indore, seeking maintenance from her divorced husband Mohammad Ahmed Khan under Section 125 of the Code of Criminal Procedure, 1973. In August 1979, the High Court of Madhya Pradesh enhanced the amount. In November 1978, Ahmed Khan had granted Shah Bano irrevocable talaq. He said Shah Bano had ceased to be his wife by reason of the divorce and therefore he was under no obligation to provide maintenance to her. Mohammad Ahmed Khan appealed against the judgment of the High Court of Madhya Pradesh in the Supreme Court by the way of special leave petition. The All India Muslim Personal Law Board supported the petitioner and it is irrelevant to inquire as to how a Muslim divorced woman should maintain herself. First, whether on the pronouncements of talaq and on the expiry of the period of iddat, a divorced wife ceases to be a wife, whether there is any conflict between the provisions of Section 125 of Code of Criminal Procedure and that of the Muslim personal law on the liability of the Muslim husband to provide for the maintenance of his divorced wife, whether the liability of the husband to maintain a divorced wife is limited to the period of iddat. On the question of applicability of Section 125 of the Code of Criminal Procedure applies to Muslims, the court held that the religion professed by a spouse or by the spouses has no place in the scheme of these provisions. The court said that Section 125 would prevail over the personal law of the parties in cases where they are in conflict. In its judgment, the court also observed that a common civil code will help the cause of national integration. The Shah Bano case was a step ahead of the general practice of deciding cases on the basis of interpretation of personal law. The judgment in general was a step towards creating an equal society of men and women.